Do you find yourself thrust into this world of homeschooling and you're kind of freaking out a little bit because you don't know where to start? Today, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know in order to set up your homeschool for success. The first thing is to have fun. With homeschooling, you have so much more freedom and so much more say in how your day goes and how you get to spend your time with your family. Now you have the freedom to allow your kids to really dive deep into what their passions are and to learn about things and grow their expertise in the areas that they are excited about. It is so much fun to be able to be part of that and to be able to facilitate their education in that way. And there are so many things that we can do to have fun and just enhance the learning atmosphere and environment and the kind of family culture that you want to create. So brainstorm some things that you can do to have fun within your homeschool experience. Those can be things like doing extracurricular activities or sports outside the home or music lessons. You could join some kind of homeschool co-op where you can be in community with other homeschool families doing this life together and having opportunity for your kids to build relationships with other kids. You could plan things like nature walks or field trips or all kinds of things that can happen as a part of your homeschool day, that you get to experience these things as a family that you wouldn't normally have the opportunity to do that when your kids were in school. So take this chance and this opportunity to go out and explore, dive into the things that interest your kids. That is one of the tremendous benefits of homeschooling. The next thing that you want to do is research your state's homeschool laws. Every single state has different laws regarding homeschooling, and you need to find out exactly what you need to do in order to be in compliance with the laws that your state requires. You can find all of that out on the HSLDA website. I will put a link for that in the description below. On the HSLDA website, you can click on your state and it will give you all of the requirements that you need to know in order to homeschool legally where you live. Most states require you to file an affidavit or some kind of declaration of intent to homeschool your kids with the school district that you live in. And then from there, the requirements vary quite a bit as far as what subjects you might be required to teach or how many days you need to teach per year. So make sure you look into what your state requires to make sure that you are covering all your bases. The next thing that is super helpful to do is to choose your homeschool style. Choosing a homeschool method is certainly not required, but it is very helpful in determining which curriculum you might want to choose and how your homeschool day routine and flow might go later on. So it is something that is very helpful to identify earlier on so that you can make some of these other decisions. If you're new to homeschooling, you may have no idea that there even is different methods to homeschooling. I have got a video about the 6 most popular methods of homeschooling that I will link in the description below, so you can check that one out after this if you're not sure what method you might like to be. The next thing that you want to do is to find curriculum or other resources that you might use in order to homeschool your kids. The number one question that I get asked is, what curriculum do I get? And the answer is, it's not that easy. There are quite a few factors that go into choosing the curriculum that is going to be the best fit for your family. There is a plethora of curriculum out there, and it can be a little overwhelming wading through and trying to figure out which one is going to be the best fit for you. And so by identifying what your homeschool method might be, that can make a big difference in the curriculum that you choose. There are curriculum that are specifically made for like Charlotte Mason style homeschooling versus traditional homeschooling or even unit studies. There's curriculum for all the different approaches out there. My biggest tip with this is to keep in mind that there is no one size fits all curriculum. What works for me might not work for you and vice versa. Don't just take my word for it or someone else's word for it and saying any one particular curriculum is the be all end all, because that might not be something that is going to be great for you. Certainly take that into consideration, and you don't need to choose curriculum from any one particular publisher for all of your subjects. It is often the case that people might love, say, a history curriculum from one publisher, but much prefer a language arts curriculum from a different publisher. So make sure you do a little bit of research into what you think is going to be the best fit for you as far as what your teaching style might be and what your kids' learning styles might be. But don't get yourself trapped into this paralysis by analysis mode where you can't make a decision because you don't know which one is going to be perfect. The secret is there is no perfect curriculum, and really the best thing to do is choose something to just get started, and then you can always make changes later. One of the big things with homeschool curriculum is to keep in mind that you don't want to become slave to that checklist that can be in the curriculum book. Make sure you allow time for those relationships over the check boxes. That is just critical to developing a peaceful and enjoyable homeschool experience. And then the fifth thing that you want to do is to plan your homeschool year. And what I mean by this is to figure out which days that you plan on doing school. You can be very traditional and follow the public school calendar. That is certainly an option. But when you homeschool, you have the freedom to do school on any days that you want. I really find it practical to follow a schedule, something along the lines of doing school for 6 weeks and then taking a week off, so that you have regular breaks throughout the school year to kind of keep your momentum going and not get too burnt out. Most states require you to teach 180 school days per year, but they don't set in stone what days those are. I've got a video about how I plan our homeschool year that I will link in the description below if you want a little bit more information and some ideas about how to plan your calendar year. The sixth thing that you're going to need to do is to set up a homeschool routine. A homeschool routine is, in a nutshell, kind of the flow to your day and to your week and how you want things to go. And most people, when they start homeschooling, they kind of set up their day like a traditional school because they're so afraid of failing or missing something that they do what they know, thinking that they need to recreate that at home. This is one of the areas where you can enjoy your new freedom as a homeschooler to choose how you want your day to go and how you want your week to look. If you can establish a kind of routine about what types of subjects you want to do when throughout the day and just kind of figure out a flow to your week, that can be so much more peaceful and relaxed than trying to stick to a really rigid schedule. And I've got a video again that I will link below that is all about how we block schedule our homeschool day in order to create that peaceful, relaxed atmosphere in our home while still covering all of the things that we need to do. The next thing that you want to do is to get your supplies. In all honesty, you really don't need a whole lot of stuff in order to homeschool. Really, once you have your curriculum in place, the biggest things you're going to need are some pencils, some paper, notebooks, very basic things. If your kids are younger, you're gonna probably need some more arts and crafts kind of supplies and those things. You can easily look up what you would normally get for your kids when you send them to school and have some of those kind of things on hand, and you will probably be set with everything that you absolutely need. Everything else is just fluff and extra and fun on top of it. I will have a link to my Amazon storefront in the description below that has all of our favorite homeschool supplies. I also have a whole bunch of our favorite homeschool books and read alouds and those kind of things in that Amazon link, so check that out if you're curious about some of those things as well. If you want to learn some more about how you can create a peaceful, relaxed homeschool for your family, click on this video right here. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up below and drop me a comment below about if there are any of these things that you need some more information on that I can help you out with. I'd love to help you out and be a resource for you. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and happy homeschooling. Bye-bye.